Hello guys and welcome to episode 21 of the Pocket Podcast. I've not done one of these intros in a while, but I'm coming on here just to thank you all so much for all the support so far. And we have a really exciting guest today in Ollie Moore, one of my really good friends ever since I've moved here to the Gold Coast. So this episode is awesome. I can't wait for you guys to tune into this one. Ollie has an amazing story. He's a young lad, but he went from being, comfortable in the UK, a little bit lost, not too sure what to do, to moving all the way over to Australia with nothing and giving it a red hot crack to follow his passions in health and fitness. I love this guy. He's amazing, and I hope you guys do too. So tune into this. And if you guys are enjoying this show, please be sure to drop us a review at the end of this episode. A 5-star one if you do like it, by the way. It helps the show grow, helps us get amazing guests just like Ollie on the show so we can keep growing together. But before we dive into this episode with Ollie, I do want to take a minute to thank our sponsors of the podcast, Switch Nutrition. I'm going to be really brief here and talk about foundational health. Switch is a brand that I absolutely love and work with, and I have their supplements every single day, and more specifically on 3 occasions. In the morning, as soon as I wake up, I have their Hydrate product as well as a scoop of creatine, and I have that with a liter of water, and that really kickstarts me. Now, the Hydrate product has coffee berry in it, which is an awesome nootropic that helps me with some brain function and cognitive function early in the morning to get me going and prolong that time in which I have coffee. Then we also have the collagen protein powder, in which I have with my yogurt bowls. And then the other one is the adrenal, which is my favorite. You guys know that I have this every single night if you follow me on socials. It's a game changer, the chocolate flavor. You make a hot chocolate and you sleep like a baby. It's filled with ashwagandha, zinc, and magnesium with the sleep formula that I love and thousands and thousands of people all around the world do love as well. Switch have a 30-day money-back guarantee as well. So if you guys don't like it and you're not happy, you can always get your money back. But if you guys want to try out any of these supplements, you can go to switchnutrition.com.au and use the code Chris Griffin at checkout and you'll get 20% off your entire order. Alternatively, you can click the link in the description or the show notes below and you go to my personal Switch Nutrition collections page where it has all the products that I absolutely love and take every single day. So you guys can go straight there if you click the link in the description or the show notes. But without further ado, I am so excited for this episode and for your guys' feedback. So let's get into the episode with Ollie Moore. How was that though? How was the breath work we just did?
I did not expect to come in and do that here.
Yeah. No, we did that breath work and I was literally I was blown away by it because as I was saying, when we finished the breath work, we kind of did 3 rounds of Wim Hof breathing and the second one went by and I thought we were done. And then
I thought it was going to be 1. I was like, we just have a quick 5 minutes and we're into the podcast.
But when we started the breath work, it was like hurt. Like my throat was kind of a little bit like sore. I was like, "Fuck, here we go," but then it eased in.
I was cold as well. I come in here freezing from this morning still.
Really?
Like, yeah, so cold.
The ocean.
Yeah, mate. I was still cold. I'm still cold now. But we're good. We're warm up. We're warm up. I got the jumper on.
We're good. Well, mate, welcome to the show. Appreciate you coming on. It's awesome. We always train together. I always see you at the gym and we have good chats. And I thought, mate, let's get this good-looking Brit on the show. Unpack your story and yeah, it's going to be awesome. We're going to have a great chat. We've had an awesome morning this morning. Did a nice little run. Sunrise. It's beautiful.
Mate, how nice was that sunrise? Oh my God.
All the best. We live in a beautiful part of the world, Gold Coast. So I'm very blessed. But mate,
we are very lucky.
Before the show, I got you to write down a quote for me.
Yeah.
Something that you love, something that comes to mind straight away.
Yeah.
And you're in the shower when you thought of this one, but you wrote, remember to live while you're busy surviving.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that quote, brother, and what that means to you.
I feel like in life we're always caught up trying to get to that place, right? We're always wanting to get to that final destination instead of enjoying like where you're at and where you're currently at. Like there's always going to be people with more than you, but there's going to be a lot less people with less than you. So just enjoy that journey to get to where you are. Like it's so busy all the time, like your day-to-day life.
Remember to live while you're busy surviving. What's crazy about that though is I kind of look at that and go, we're too busy trying to survive. Yeah. Like, what's the point of living if all you're doing is trying to survive? Like,
know,
I
yeah.
kind of look at that thing and I kind of think about it and go, most people live their lives just getting by.
Yeah, they're happy to do that though. Most people are happy just to get by.
Do you think they're truly happy though?
I don't know. Happy looks different to a lot of people. Like me and you, our happiness comes from working hard, and we have high aspirations. Like, we know where we want to be. Some people they are happy just chilling, and that is so fine. But I don't like just survive. Like, obviously we're built to survive. That's our foundations, is like our life is surviving. But while we're doing that, like, we have to enjoy the main part of the story. Like, we have to live.
You gotta live, man.
You gotta live, and that's why I'm here. Like, I want to live my life.
But do you feel like everyone does? They just don't believe in themselves enough. Because when you truly think about happiness, and also like happiness is a weird term in itself. And as you said, everyone has their own definition of happiness for them, right? But do you think going through life, just going through it, not growing, going through life, you can truly be happy?
Yeah, I think you can, because you don't know what else is out there.
That's why. Yeah.
That's why. Like, before moving to Australia, like being where I am now, I was that guy just cruising through life, and I was so happy. Like, I was happy doing that. But until I made a decision to go to the other side of the world and try something new, I realized that there's different layers to that happiness. Like, my happiness was, say, 2 out of 10, but I didn't know what 4 out of 10 felt like. Now I'm like going through those happiness levels, and I'm like super grateful that I made that decision to come here. And like, now I know what more happiness feels like, if that makes sense.
It's relative to what you've experienced in the past.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the same with everything, I guess. But happiness is relative, because then you get your perspective gets broadened a little bit, and you get opened up to what else is out there. And you go, holy shit, that is happiness.
Yeah, I was like, I'm in a bubble now, but I was in a smaller bubble back home. So that was my happiness. And like, I'm a happy guy. I don't look at things in a negative way, really. And back home, I like had a good job, had good friends, was like what I thought. I was happy doing what I was doing back home, like
relative to what you've experienced. So you said you had a good job and good friends. What does that look like?
For me, a good job at the time, because I didn't know what else is out there, I thought was well paid and secure. Like, two things: well paid, secure. So had good money coming in every month, and I was respected at work, so I knew I wasn't going to get sacked. So that was happiness for me. Whereas now, happiness is flipped. I'm in a casual job. I could get no hours next week and not get paid. But I enjoy that. I
don't think the uncertainty is something that you enjoy, in my opinion.
Yeah, no.
But I think it's what makes it special. Like if everything was clear and certain, the destination would not be rewarding.
Yeah.
Because you already knew it was happening.
Yeah.
I think the uncertainty is honestly the part that makes it special. Yeah. You don't like being uncertain. You want to know what you're doing.
Yeah, but the power's in my hands. Like, if I want to be happy, I know what I need to do to be happy, get to where I want to be.
What are your thoughts on happiness? Like, do you think the goal should be to be happy?
No, I don't think. If you're striving to be happy, when will you actually be happy? Because happiness is different for everyone. For me, if I'm happy when I'm training, but then
happiness is a feeling. It's not a destination.
Yeah, you should just be happy with going back to that quote. The quote which you said at the start, like, you should be happy just living. You shouldn't be happy trying to get to where you want to be. Just your day-to-day life, just be happy. Enjoy your days, because that's what makes it most of your life.
Yeah.
Don't think of happiness, don't put it on a pedestal. Think of happiness as the foundations of everything to become who you want to be.
I love that. And to become who you want to be. The thing that completely switched my mindset when I was a young lad in grade 12, and I was driving to the gym at 3:30 a.m. in the morning. I'd get up, I'd go really early to the gym. And
no REM sleep.
No REM sleep. I was driving to the gym And I was on my way. I would meet at the gym at 4:15 a.m. with my best friend Sam.
Yeah.
And every single drive, every single morning, the gym was 20 minutes away. Every single morning, I'd play a podcast by Jim Fortin called Transform Your Life from the Inside Out.
Yeah.
And he taught me this concept called be, do, have.
Yeah.
And it's a completely switch in mindset for me because I used to live in the have, do, be. And most people do.
Yeah.
And that's when I have these things. So like when I have these things,
Yeah.
I'm going to be able to do these things and then I'm going to be able to be this person.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the problem there is like you need to have those things before you can start doing the things to be that person. So you're constantly waiting.
Yeah.
So it's like when I have that job, when I live here, I can do this. When I earn this amount of money, I can do this.
Yeah.
And you're constantly waiting.
Yeah. You're never happy.
You're never
Because
happy.
You're always waiting for that thing.
Whereas he said, flip that to be, do, have. You need to be the person that you want to become.
Yeah.
And do the things that that person does. And by doing so, you'll have the life that that person has.
Yeah. And I can see that the person I was back in the UK, I was what you said before. Okay. Now, so I was the be,
Have, do, be.
have, do, be. That was definitely me back in the UK. Now I've flipped that and now I'm living my life here. I'm the be, do, have sort of guy.
Yeah.
And I'm just being me every day. And then that's then leading to the person that I want to become. Not because I'm trying too hard and I'm looking too far ahead. I'm just enjoying the moments in time that we have.
Yep. And take me back to your time back home. You keep referring to home.
Yeah.
Home as in the UK, whereabouts specifically? We'll get back to speaking with Ollie in just 1 minute, but first I want to tell you about this thing that's on my wrist called a Whoop. Now, not only am I wearing a Whoop in this episode, as you would see if you're watching it, you'd also see that Ollie is wearing a Whoop because it is the ultimate health and fitness tracker. It's a game changer when it comes to achieving your health and fitness goals. But today I actually have a present for one of you. If any of you guys are interested in getting a Whoop and you decide to pick one up with the link in the description or using my link join.whoop.com/Chris, I'm going to be choosing one of you guys that picks it up in the first week of this episode airing. I'm going to send you another band of whatever color that you like completely free as well. So I'm going to look at all the people that take the next step and invest in their health and fitness and get themselves a Whoop. I'm going to pick one of you guys to send out a band to show my appreciation for you for staying on top of your health, but also taking that next step and giving Whoop a go. So without further ado, let's get back into the show with Ollie.
So I was from a small village called Drybrook in the southwest. So like on the border with Wales. Not many people know the area, but it's in the little village called Drybrook.
Yeah, wow.
In the countryside. So country boy at heart.
And for you, like making the move, was it quite a big thing for you to move all the way over to the other side of the world?
Yeah, it was a big deal. I was never meant to move to, like, my plan wasn't to move to Australia. When I left home on the 14th of, when was it? May? 14th of April, 2023. That's when I left home.
You got the date.
Yeah, left home with my best mate and I had no real plans, bro. Had a lot of stuff happen before and always had this idea that I wanted to travel. So travelled around Asia, the typical UK travel plan, Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, went to Bali for a little bit, and then just ended up in Australia for a fitness event and come to the Gold Coast and just fell in love with the area and was like, I could call this place home. And like fast forward 6 months, now I'm living here, made new friends, settled into a new lifestyle. When I left home, I didn't know I was going to be here. I had no plans. I had a one-way ticket, had a lot of dreams that I wanted to achieve, a lot of things I wanted to achieve. And yeah, just believed in myself that I had to make it work. Like when I booked that flight and I left everything behind back home, there was no part of me that was like, this isn't going to work out, because it has to. Like, it's all on me now.
What was calling you to leave?
I just wanted change. Back at home, like there's nothing really going for me. I was doing the same thing day in, day out, and I wasn't progressing. And before there was a lot of things happened, and kind of running away from situations, looking back and reflecting, and now I've done a bit more work on myself. Like leaving the UK at the time was probably my getaway to a lot of things. And don't get me wrong, it turned out to be the best thing I've ever done. But it's kind of an escape route, I think.
What were you escaping?
I think one of the biggest things is, even though I booked this flight, so I booked this, I planned my travels before this happened. Like two of my nans passed away before I travelled, and then got injured, like left my job. I wasn't enjoying my job. So there's like 4 big factors there. Like quit my job, obviously family members passing away, and then injury. Obviously my life is fitness. So those 4 big things was probably the main driving force to me wanting to make a bigger change. I'm like, this has happened to me. How can I deal with this? And for me, in my head at the time, I didn't know I was going to be living here. So my coping mechanism was like, I'll just book a flight. I'll get out of here. And it was the best thing I've ever done. Like I've said that so many times, but it was. But looking back, that was my why, I think, just escaping.
So,
and like when I was traveling, sorry, going back to that, when I was traveling, I was traveling to get drunk and have fun. I wasn't like, I was exploring, but I just wanted to meet people and just get traveling out of my system. And I was a pisshead. I was drinking a lot.
Yeah, and so I'm really intrigued as to trying to escape a place when the things were obviously family members passing away and injury.
Yeah.
Like why do you think those things make you want to escape? Because when I look at that, I kind of go, okay, family members passing away, I need to be around my other family members to support them. Injury, okay, I probably need to rehab this to get better. Traveling might stunt that and make it harder. Yeah. Like, what were your thoughts with escape from that? Or was there like certain people you didn't want to be around and like, was there something about that?
No, I get what you mean from that. The idea to travel was kind of in my head before all that happened. So I knew I wanted to travel. And then the idea that I wanted to travel was in like September. And then from October to the following February, those 4 months was when all this happened. So like I had the idea and then this happened and I was like, I still want to go. So even though I didn't actually have the flight booked,
it was on your mind.
It was on my mind and I wanted to do it. So I'd never, even though my injury is sorted now, I never dealt with the grief really. And looking back, it couldn't have happened at a worse time because I wasn't there for my mum. I would have liked to have been there for like my family a little bit more while obviously my family members passed away and things. But there was never going to be a right time for me to travel.
If not now, when?
If not, when am I going to do it? And I'm glad I done it. But looking back, obviously, I'm a lot better at reflecting and looking at why things happen now. And I know why I went at that point. But it was a pretty bad time to leave home and do the things that I'd done. But yeah, going back to the escaping, it was an escape route out of hard situations.
For sure. And I guess with the intention of partying, meeting people, that's kind of another way to go, I'm going to go and have some fun and try and just get my mind off some of the things that I'm going through right now. It makes a lot of sense, right?
Yeah, it makes complete sense. And look, like I should have dealt with it a little bit better at the time. But I feel like we're not perfect people. Like we all make, it's not a mistake, but I've learned from it so much. You learn
from it, yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just another chapter of life. Like all that happened. I'm kind of still dealing with the things that happened back then now. Like I think you're never going to get over all those things. But yeah, I'm in like chapter 3 now. I'm like, it's a fresh start. It's so nice. But going back to like the family thing, like I do miss my family so much. Like for me to move here had to be perfect. I'm not going to move my life to the other side of the world when it was good back home. And it not be perfect, but life's pretty perfect here.
Yeah. And with family, like, have they been a big part of your life and like, you've got a close relationship with family?
Yeah, I'm really lucky. Like I had a good upbringing. Mum and dad really supportive, like had good jobs, sent me to all like the school events, went on holidays, had it pretty secure, like a secure upbringing. Brothers and sisters, like half brothers and sisters out on my dad's side. He was married before. And yeah, we all get on really well. They've got kids, live good lives, like all have their own businesses. So they're doing really well. I was not the problem child. Like I was always so well behaved growing up, never done anything wrong. But I just always had a different outlook on life, wanted different things. Obviously they was doing their life, still live around the same areas where I grew up, and I just wanted different. So yeah, I'm the only one out of the family to sort of travel around and start a new life, I suppose.
It's very exciting. And you mentioned goals just before, and you had all of these big goals that you wanted to achieve. At coffee this morning, we were going through a vision board that you made at the start of the year. Now, I was speaking to our mutual friend Mitch, because you guys kind of made those together around the same time and showed to each other. And he mentioned you spoke to him more so recently, and you said, at the start of the year, I had a different outlook on goals than I do now. And you said to him that when you made that, you felt like there was all this pressure that you had to achieve all of these goals. And then you thought more so recently that you just got to remove that pressure a bit, live a little more, and by living, I'll achieve all those goals. Is that is it correct in me saying that, or did you just have a conversation like that with Mitch?
Yeah, no, we sat down just after we both done our mood boards. Like, probably the best thing I've ever done. I've never done a mood board before, but it's always like, it's my screensaver on my phone. It's in my room at home. Like, I always see it and I can visualize those things. So if you haven't done a mood board, do a mood board. But going back to your point, like, and the quote about, obviously,
remember to live while you're busy surviving.
Yeah, exactly. So you could always set these goals and you're always trying to reach and achieve them, but you need to live a little bit as well. You need to not put too much pressure on yourself to achieve the goals. Obviously, you set goals to achieve them, but at the same time, you need to live and enjoy the journey of getting to those goals. Like we spoke this morning about, obviously, my training, like I have a lot of training goals and things, and obviously business goals and that as well. But obviously, training for me is my main focus at the minute, and I have these little goals, and it's just nice, just
ticking the boxes, like ticking them off, or is it good to just have them there, or is it so you have a target to shoot at, would you say, or?
Yeah, definitely. Like getting towards, like having these goals just give me direction and purpose every day. Like I could get up and not go on my morning run, but that's not a choice. Like I enjoy going on that morning run, and I know it's going to help me get to the goals that I want to achieve in fitness. If I don't go on that morning run, and I don't achieve my goals, it's because I didn't do that run. Like I give myself no excuses every day.
Yeah, you said that when you're competing and you don't get the result you wanted, you blame it on that one time you're in the gym and you didn't do that last set of the row because you didn't feel like it, and that's why you failed in the session.
Yeah, no, it's true though. Don't get me wrong.
Just take ownership.
Yeah, I'm not. There's way better people out there than me at different things of training, but when it comes down to hard work and doing things, like when I'm in the gym, I will never get outworked. Like I will put 100% into every session, and that's why I'm so committed to like the goals I set out to achieve. Like I want to run fast, I want to lift heavy. There's better people out there in those domains. Like there's better runners, there's stronger people. But I like doing it both. And like when I set goals, so like just run a sub 3:30 marathon, and like was running 3 times a week, didn't miss a session. And I got the time I wanted to. Doing a Hyrox soon, I want to get a sub 60. And I'm hitting every session and doing everything. And if I can do 3 rounds and it says 2 rounds, I'll do 3 rounds. I always do a little bit extra. I give myself, when I'm at that race and I get past that finish line, I don't want to look back and be like, oh, I wonder if I'd done that. I wonder if I finished that workout, or I wonder, like, I just have no excuses. Yeah, I just don't want to I don't want to get to the end of a race or something that I want to achieve and having regret because I didn't put the work in before. Like when I get there, I know that I've done everything prior to be the best person I'm going to be at that day. Like I'm not competing against anyone else ever. Yeah. We said this morning. Like
we're speaking about discipline this morning as well, though.
Discipline's a big thing.
Yeah, but you were saying how easy it is to be disciplined when you love what you're doing.
Yeah,
because you're like I would rather be disciplined than not.
Yeah,
you define discipline is doing the things that I need to do to get me closer to my goals. And then I said I think it's that but doing the things that you need to do to get you close to your goals, even on the days that you don't want to.
But
and
I
you
want to
said,
do it.
but I want to do it every day.
Every day, yeah.
And then I was like, well, that's the ticket. That's the key.
I'm winning.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I also thought earlier before, because we spoke about this chat before, about discipline and shower thought again. Love a shower thought. Do you know people do like the 75 hard?
Yeah.
That's not discipline. Because after that 75 days, I feel like 60-70% of people will go back to their usual routine after that. Because it's so hard and they put so much pressure on themselves. Discipline's a lifestyle. You should be able to do it 365 days a year, day in, day out. If you're truly inspired and passionate about something, discipline is something you just do. It's not an option. For me, training, how I train, is just my life, and I enjoy it. As you can tell, like, training is everything for me, and I've never been so dialed in on my training at the minute, and I've never felt so good. Yeah, you have to make a few sacrifices here and there. That just comes down to what you want more.
But sacrificing what? This is the interesting thing. I was speaking to someone last night about sacrifice and like going out on the weekend, right? You're sacrificing sunrises. You're sacrificing feeling good. You're sacrificing feeling optimal, right?
Yeah.
So this is the thing.
I used to do that.
People say though, say, oh, but like, why don't you just live a little? Like, why don't you just like go out and have a drink, and just try and have some fun for once?
Yeah.
And I kind of look at it and I go, it is fun. Do not get me wrong. Those 5 hours on a night out is fucking fun. But what's the cost to that? There's a cost to everything that you do.
If you do that, all you do is borrow tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But exactly right. Well, it's kind of like, but the thing is as well, which when you conceptualize this, it's a lot easier not to go out.
Yeah.
When you realize that you can stay in and feel amazing for the next day, and the more you stay off the drink, it kind of compounds that feeling.
Yeah.
Or you go and have 5 hours of fun on a night out, say Saturday night, you go and have some fun. Then what happens is you wake up the next day, you're wrecked.
Yeah.
So Sunday's a write-off. So all of a sudden, one of your whole days in your week is fucked.
Yeah.
Monday comes around and you're trying to work, but you're not optimal. You're still recovering. You're about 40%. Tuesday, you're probably about 50%. And so all of a sudden, you've probably stripped away at least 2 days of productive work, no sunrises, no healthy habits. Like it's hard to get out of bed in the morning. So yes, the 5 hours is fun, but to do that, the cost to that is sacrificing all the other amazing things that we love and feel good about doing.
Yeah.
So when you understand that, you go, okay, yes, I'm sacrificing not going out, but if I go out, the sacrifice is far greater.
Definitely.
So I'm just not going to do it.
And then you get people being like, you need to live a balanced life. You need to like go out and socialize and have a drink. I'm like, yeah, you do, but you don't need to have a drink to socialize and have fun. Like I went to my first ever sober festival at Fisher down in Coolangatta. Didn't drink once. Had probably the best time. I was just buzzing off everyone else. And you don't need to drink to have fun.
It is hard though. I reckon it's hard.
It was hard. I still had fun though. Don't get me wrong. If I was drinking, maybe
it'd be way more fun.
Way more fun. Yeah, 100%.
I left Fisher early.
Let's be honest. Yeah,
I left Fisher early. I wasn't drinking.
Yeah, I left a little bit early.
Yeah, like I understand what you're saying. But
you know, I still experienced the going out.
Yeah, you still experience it. You are going to feel a bit out of place. You are going to not fit in as much in a party scene because you're not drinking.
Yeah.
But I think it just comes back down to it. Recognizing, yes, I'm sacrificing a little bit of fun now, but I'm gaining so much more. And I think there's a level of peace in that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But that, going back to like the complete,
Goals?
the goals thing, for me, 2 years ago would 100%, or even a year, no, I lied. 3 months ago, I probably would have had a drink and like, had fun at the event with like my friends, socialized, whatever. But because I set these goals, like I had a sub 30 marathon I wanted to do, and I had a long run on the Sunday. If I drank on that Saturday, I wouldn't have gone on the long run. And then if I didn't hit my marathon time, that moment of those 4 or 5 drinks, that would have been my excuse to why I didn't do it. So it's being disciplined, and then it's looking at the bigger picture. Like, those 4 drinks could have been why I didn't get to where I wanted to be.
And having those goals hold you accountable, I guess.
Exactly. If I didn't have the little goals and stuff I have in place, then probably would have had a drink.
100%. I look at that now and I kind of go, yeah, because I've not quit alcohol. Like, I'm not cold turkey.
I'll never quit alcohol. Just saying, like, it's great in moderation, but you don't need it every weekend.
Yeah, I don't think it's great at all, but I also think it's fun to have some times like that.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's poison to your body, but at the same time, I recognize that it's not going to kill me if I have have some drinks on a night out here and there. It's fine, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think what's fascinating about this is we're talking about goals. We're talking about like having these things that we want to achieve.
Yeah.
There's a lot of drive that comes with that. Like, you need to have drive. You need to be driven to be able to do those things, or else you're just not gonna drop off. We spoke about discipline and like the Stephen Bartlett discipline equation, where he talks about like how much do you enjoy the psychological pursuit of that thing?
Yeah.
How much does it mean to you? And if those two are strong enough, no matter how much friction there is to doing it, you're probably still going to do the thing.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you're doing now with your fitness. You kind of go, it means a lot to you.
Yeah.
And you enjoy the pursuit of doing it.
Yeah.
So no matter how much friction there is, you're still going to do it.
Yeah.
And like, you just plug anything into that equation and you'll understand whether you're going to stay disciplined or not.
Yeah.
But talk to me about drive. Have you always been driven as a kid?
I've always been a hard worker. I've always had to...
Hard work in everything, though? Like, how do you define hard work?
Hard work is just striving for little improvements, often. Always getting slightly better. Like, at school, I was never clever at school. I was always pretty dumb. But I always worked hard and I passed. I got through. Had to have like extra tuition and things like that. But I always done that little bit extra hard work just so I could get by and have that checklist, right? School's a checklist, all that thing. It's a checklist. You tick the box, you move on. There's way more to life than all that stuff. But yes, I worked hard at school, and then in fitness, I've always been the hardest worker in the room, I'd say. I've always outworked everyone else. I've never been the best, but I've always been the hardest worker. But
like, you spoke about like doing things regularly is hard work, like doing the little things that make you better regularly. That's how when I asked you like what you mean by hard work, you kind of, I'm interested in that because I think I
love hard work. Like, I love putting in the work and seeing the reward.
Yeah.
Like, there's no better feeling than enjoying what you're doing, and then you go and do something and you're like, oh, those 300 hours of training, or all that journaling, or all that reading I was doing, it's paid off. I've learned that and I've achieved this. Yeah,
and the feeling of accomplishment is because you've done something hard, so you feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
It's just hard work's an interesting term, because when I look at like hard work in business, say for example.
Yeah.
Or school or whatever.
Hard work's different for everyone as well. Let's just put that out there.
Well, I think hard is a term that's thrown around a lot. Like training, yes, hard work can be used.
Yeah.
Because you're training your ass off. Like, what you do is hard work in the gym and running and all the rest of it. But I look at hard work in terms of like career-wise, money-wise and stuff. Like being a tradie and fucking laying bricks all day.
Mate, I used to be an electrician.
Mate, that's fucking hard work.
Yeah.
Like, doing some work on the laptop meaningful work that I'm inspired by, that, you know, editing an awesome podcast clip that people are going to gain a lot of value from.
Yeah.
It's strategic work. It's strategic work. It's meaningful work. It's, maybe long hours.
Yeah.
But it's not hard.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
it's
an interesting thing because I think hard work is a label that a lot of people put on things.
Yeah.
But it's not actually hard a lot of the time. Training and stuff's hard, don't get me wrong. But when you're
you're there, what you're doing is you're labeling hard as physical. Because
or mental or whatever, like hard work.
But like what you're doing, like your work where you're editing the podcast, that's mentally hard. Like when you're there, sat on the computer, focusing, like that's hard.
Yeah, but I think there's two, like you've got this mental battery throughout the day and it gets drained.
Yeah.
But I think there's two different feelings at the end of a day that you can have.
Yeah.
I'm interested to hear your thoughts on this. There's a feeling of
yeah.
Or there's a feeling of
yeah.
Two different feelings, right?
100%.
You're wrecked on both of those feelings.
Yeah.
You're exhausted, but you're happy exhausted or sad exhausted.
Yeah.
The day's been draining in terms of I don't feel too good about myself right now.
Yeah.
Or I am wrecked, but I'm accomplished. I feel good.
Yeah.
And like when you finish a marathon and you get a PB, when you do a hectic gym session, when you launch a program and get some sales, or when you launch a program and don't get sales, whatever it is, you're going to have these feelings.
Yeah.
And I think when you're truly aligned with where you're trying to get to, and you can get to end of the day and you've taken one step closer to that, you can be wrecked. You might have worked hard, but you still feel good about yourself, right?
Yeah.
I look at hard work and I kind of go, the work that you hate doing and you don't want to do it, but you still do it, like that's the hard work. That's the hard stuff.
Yeah.
And I reckon the whole goal in life is to be able to try and delegate as many of those red light tasks, I'd call them, and just focus on the green light tasks.
Enjoy the stuff you do it. Enjoy the stuff you like doing.
Yeah.
Like training, creating programs, like all that stuff I enjoy doing, even though
just what you're doing now, mate.
Yeah, it might not go as well, but I've enjoyed the process. I love doing that stuff. Whereas like the other hard work is maybe for me, like replying to emails, like getting back to people. Like for me, that's harder work. I prefer just grafting and on a program or like training myself or coaching.
Yeah.
Like there's two different sides of hard work.
Yeah.
I've really thought about it like that. It's pretty cool.
You'll notice this, and so many of the regular listeners would know that I just have these really weird, deep thoughts where I'm like,
you're a deep person. How long have I known you? Like
we've known each other since I moved, so 3 months.
3 months.
Yeah.
Crazy. Now we're sort of like a bit of a bromance.
Yeah. Well, it's just I just have these deep thoughts all the time. I kind of just like they're not maybe not necessarily deep. I just am curious about challenging the norm of what people say.
Yeah, and you can elaborate on things really well, which I've noticed.
Because I just think.
Yeah, you think.
I spend a lot of time thinking. I want to go back to. What were you going to say?
Well, we had coffee earlier, and I was like, my brain's actually pretty dumb. My brain's thick, but my body's
other way around.
Yeah, what's the other?
Your body's thick, but your brain's thin.
No, my brain's thick.
Oh, okay.
My brain's thick, but my body's clever.
I don't really know.
Do not use that one.
I don't. I'm gonna keep that in. But I want to go back to childhood. I feel like for people to truly understand Ollie and who sits in front of me, like childhood's an important thing because like understanding where you came from, how you were as a kid, a lot of the time does shape us in a way. So talk to me a little bit about childhood upbringing. You've said a few things today about you've always been into fitness. You weren't too good at school. You had to try extremely hard just to pass.
Yeah.
Talk to me a bit about that childhood and how you were as a kid.
So growing up, I'm my mum's only child, so a lot of the time it was just me around the home, me, mum and dad. Like I said, had a good family growing up, really supportive. So starting off, obviously, always an active kid. Played rugby from the age of 4 till I was like 23.
And you're always the best.
Always the best. When I was young, when I was like 4, I was so good at rugby. I was like...
When you were 4?
When I was 4, yeah, I was so fast and athletic and like so nippy. I'm a little bit bigger now, carrying a bit more muscle. When I was 4, I was fast. And then up until like around, we spoke earlier, like 12, 13, that's when I started putting on a little bit of weight and not quite as fast and athletic as I was when I was younger. But yeah, I was always I suppose naturally gifted in that aspect. Like I was always around that fitness environment, always active, always on the go. Throughout school was always like a friendly person, just a nice guy. used to get called a girl quite a lot just because I always had long hair. So
called a girl?
Yeah, my mum used to hate it. So like I'd go get an ice cream and then the person behind would be like, oh, what flavour would she like? My mum would be like, he would like the bubblegum flavour. So yeah, that was a little issue I had growing up, but it's fine. Definitely male.
Yeah, definitely male. And then what about like high school? Let's go to like that high school area.
Yeah,
that area.
so like 11 to 16. Nah, bro.
11 to 16?
Yeah, so we lead different in the UK.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, go to high school, or we call it secondary school. 11 to 6, so 5 years. I was always a good kid, like bit of a lick ass at school. Would always be on the good side of teachers. Always a friendly guy, like
yes man.
Yes man, definitely.
We're the opposite.
Yeah, I know. I was quite not popular, but I was always like with the coolish kids. And yes, always sporty at school. I would always be in this, like all the sports teams, was like captain of the rugby team. Like nothing special, but I was always just a sporty guy. Like I wasn't academic. I was always like the active guy. And yeah, like I was pretty good through school. I didn't have it hard. Would always like do all my homework. I'd never like pull sick days or anything. I was just like a well-behaved kid at school.
You just did what you were told.
Yeah, and had a few detentions here and there, but I'd never got expelled or anything like that. Like
I can see this. You'd be just like a yeah, I'm chilling. I'm a nice
chill.
guy.
I'm just happy doing what I'm doing, and yeah,
you don't like conflict, hey?
Hate conflict.
Hate conflict.
Even now, I hate conflict. Like that's not me. I don't like arguing. Like life's too short to argue. And I was the same at school. I was just a chill guy, just going about life.
Do you think that means that you don't? Sorry to cut you off, but do you think that means that having no conflict and not liking it? Because I've had people in my life as well that really hate conflict, and conflict's not fun. But I do believe that sometimes it's important to stay true to yourself. Do you feel like sometimes there's times where things are kind of going against the way that you like it to go, but you don't want the conflict, so you just let it happen?
As I'm getting older, obviously still young, still 24, but I have more of opinion now. I never used to really have an opinion. I just agree with everyone. Whereas like now, if I disagree with something, I will say that actually no, I don't agree with you. So I will stand my ground a little bit, but I'll always try and avoid it. Like I don't want conflict, but if it happens, I'll always be like, so why is this happening? I won't just cause it for the sake of it. Like some people just love having an argument or conflict, and life's too short for that stuff. But yeah, I will stand my ground now. I will say my point.
Yeah, I don't think arguing is a good thing.
Yeah.
Having differing opinions and discussing them, I think, is really valuable. And I get to do this all the time on the podcast and challenge different thoughts and stuff. But I just think I think a lot of people might throw words out too much and they don't really know what they're saying. And I probably do it too. I probably speak too much about different things as well, 100%.
Yeah.
But I think being able to catch people up on stuff or just challenge a thought.
Another thing I'm reading a book called The Chimp Paradox. I think that's what it's called.
The chimp, I think it is.
I think it is. Yeah. Really good book. And it's all about different types of brains. You have the chimp brain and the human brain. And I think when you have like an argument, it's always that chimp brain, right? Acting on emotion. Whereas you need to use that human brain and actually process it and use facts. If people are having an argument and there's conflict and they're not using facts, like I've got no time for you. If you give me facts and I can understand it, I'll be like, yeah, sorry, I was wrong. That's fine.
Or logics, just like be logical about it.
Yeah, don't just act on emotion and swear and throw all these things out there. Like actually process what you're saying, think about it, and then have conflict or have your point. That's something I've learned over the past 2 weeks.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's a good way to look at life.
It's a cool lesson though, for sure. I think it's an interesting one. There's conflict is one thing that a lot of people shy away from it, to be honest. I've been trying to. I don't want to cause conflict for no reason.
Yeah,
I've just been trying to, with everything that I'm doing, especially seeing my life so public now. I genuinely believe to not sell my soul in a sense, but also just to stay true to myself and be me online.
Yeah.
if I don't agree with something, I'm trying to encourage myself to go against that and say it.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm having podcast conversations, it's so easy for me to just go along with what they're saying. It'd be a lot easier of a conversation.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes when I'm trying to challenge something, it's just giving new perspective on the topic. Because we just flush over things all the time.
And you've done that today a few times, I've noticed.
Have I?
Yeah.
I just kind of like to challenge things, but also it's just a way to spark thinking.
Yeah, definitely.
Just to get
like we spoke about earlier, the three whys? Or
third level whys.
Third level whys, yeah.
Yeah, obviously speaking about just trying to get down to the actual reason as to why you're answering something.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the biggest thing in life is like, why are you doing these things? Or like,
why are you acting this way? Why are you speaking this way? Why are you doing all these things?
Yeah, why are you not seeing me today? Why have you moved to Australia? Why? Like, if you haven't got an answer, if you haven't got a why, find one.
It's like when a girl's breaking up with you,
girls,
and they say that a girl's broken up with you, and they say that they have just they've fallen out of love or something.
Yeah,
like they say this all the time.
Yeah,
they go, "Oh, I've fallen out of love," or they might say like some other thing about, "Oh, it's just the wrong time."
Yeah. But
when
why?
people say this, understand that that's not the actual reason.
Yeah.
And too many people leave it at that.
They accept it.
Like, that's not the reason. Like, when someone comes up to me and they go, "Oh, my girlfriend's just broken up with me. Like, it's just the wrong time for her. Like, she's rather this." I'm like, no, it's the wrong person.
Yeah.
like understand that you've probably done something that is different to the way that she used to view you. Yep. And now she doesn't view you the same. And there's all these other things going on. And then she's subconsciously viewing you differently. But then when she has to explain her feelings to you, she doesn't want to explain that and probably doesn't even know how she's feeling. So she goes, "I've fallen out of love."
Yeah, it's an escape route.
It's a cop-out.
It's easy. And then she hasn't got to deal with it then. Like, you can't, if you're not aware and you just agree, you could just accept that and just move on. But it's like, obviously that's not the case. There's more to it.
Let's talk about relationships, brother. Let's do it.
Bro, I'm not...
How are you?
Love life. Wow.
How are you with the love life? I reckon we should go back to when you were back home. You mentioned you had a long-term relationship. You had it for a few years. You were dating someone?
Yeah. So when I left college at 18, so was seeing this girl from 18 till 21. 18 to 21. So just before lockdown and then after lockdown as well.
18 to 21 years, or 18 years old to 21?
Yeah, 18 years old to 21.
Okay, yeah.
21 years old, yeah. So we met just through social media, had like mutual friends. And that was my first proper relationship. I thought that it was going to be the one. Obviously, like the first love, first person I ever sort of fell in love with. And yeah, it was great. Like the first year, so good. Obviously, like honeymoon period, you've never really felt that feeling before of love. So yeah, it was great. And then as the years went on, I suppose we just become different people, just drifted apart. Like things happened, lockdown happened. We wasn't really seeing each other. And yeah, I suppose we just had a different outlook on life. After 3 years, she split up with me. Obviously at the time I was devastated. I was like, this is hard. Like I'm never going to find someone else. But I was a different Ollie back then.
What was her reason?
Mate, it was like the main reason was like there was no spark there anymore. Like the love was gone. And it was probably gone like a year ago, but I just wasn't aware. I wasn't really in tune with myself back then, so I didn't really know how to deal with situations. I wasn't really aware of what was going on. So yeah, we just fell out in love. I would have carried on 100%, but she wanted to end it. So I was like, fair. And I was broke. Like that was the first time I ever like someone ever like ended a relationship with me, I suppose. Even though it was my first one, but you have like a few things through school, right? But that was like the first proper one. And it was hard, like, and to be honest, I've not been in love since. That was 21, 24 now. So 3 years I've been single for. I've actually not been in a relationship since.
Yeah.
How mad.
Yeah, crazy.
But
and it's an interesting one because I scrolled down to the bottom of your socials I was stalking your socials before this podcast. So I was looking into a bunch of different stuff. But what I noticed is, in 2021, you were posting a lot of motivational quotes in your captions. You're doing a lot of different quotes, and we'll unpack some of them a little bit later on in the show. Just to elaborate and talk on different topics. But in 2021, you were posting a lot of motivation. Like in the captions, there's all this motivation. Now, a lot of the time when people post motivation, a lot of the time it's for themselves.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I know that when I do that, it's like, these are reminders for me.
Yeah.
Was 2021, I'm sensing that was when she broke up with you, 2021.
Yeah.
Were you in a bit of a low time of your life in 2021? I'm just getting a sense on that because of the content you're making. But how were you in 2021?
I was lost, 100%. Like, I spoke to her before we broke up about this, and we had conversations. Like, I wasn't happy doing what I was doing. I didn't know where I wanted to be. And I was just like cruising through life. But when we broke up, that's sort of when I found my purpose a little bit more. At the time, I was devastated, but then that gave me a reason to pursue what I love doing, which is fitness. And that's when I set up my social media account. Like, I've set up when we were together, but I actually started using it when we broke up. I was like, I need something to give me focus right now. And that was Instagram social media. So that's when I set up my account, started training in my garage and posting content from there. And yeah, that was my coping mechanism at the time, was doing that. And it gave me a, like I said, gave me a purpose, gave me a focus to work towards. And yeah, like the motivational quotes, I used to love, looking back, like after we broke up, I used to love quotes. And I would get them off the internet, like I didn't make them up. There's no way my brain's capable of those. But I used to like love looking at them, and it'd probably make me feel better reading those.
Yeah, do you think, like, because when you look at those things and you read quotes and stuff, a lot of time there's a lot of like, it makes you feel good.
You feel good,
reading.
yeah.
It's like a dopamine hit.
Yeah.
I call them, like, whenever I send like a motivational video to like a mate or whatever, I call it a dope. Like, it's just like a dope.
A dope hit. Yeah.
I call it a dope. But
I read so many quotes, but I forget all of them.
Yeah. It's awesome. It's really, really great. but yeah, I just kind of look at those. The reason I bring that up is because I look at those times, and when you need the motivation more is when you're in a bit of a lull.
Yeah, definitely.
And you mentioned you were lost, and you voiced that to her before you broke up.
Yeah, I think like when we were together, like even not broke down, but like when we were together, I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm not enjoying my job. I don't know where I want to be. Didn't really have any direction. And I think I cried. I definitely did cry.
Do you think that rubbed off on her? Do you think that was a contributor for her to lose attraction?
Might have been. Like, who knows? But that's honesty. If she didn't like me for being me, then why would I want to be with her anyway? Obviously, at the time, I didn't look at it like that. But now looking back, if someone doesn't like me for who I am and what I'm doing, then it's not going to work out. They got to love me for myself and nothing else. If I do some things that they don't agree with, then you're not the one.
They need to support you and just be your number one fan and have belief within.
Yeah, they need to be your soulmate. Your highs and your lows, they need to be there for you. And maybe she wasn't there for me. I don't know. I've not got a bad word to say about her. Like, she was great, and I learned so many things from that experience. Even though it's 18 to 21, when I was still young and I wasn't fully developed. I was still really immature at that point. But yeah, I learned so much from that. And now I can take that into my life now.
But you were in that moment, you were lost.
Yeah.
And then when she broke up with you, you mentioned this allowed me to help to go and find my purpose.
Yeah, definitely.
What does that
This
look
gave me
like?
Freedom. Like,
because you mentioned fitness and stuff, and obviously you've always been an active kid.
Yeah.
But what makes like how can you just go, okay, yeah, I'm going to find my purpose and focus on that? Like, how do you know what it was?
It was always there. So my purpose was always there. I've always trained, even when we was together. Like, I've always been into the gym. I've always kept myself in good shape. I've always been healthy. She was just sort of a distraction, I suppose. I was just giving everything, all my time and effort into her. And I wasn't really myself. That was for 3 years. without realizing. Like I'd literally give it everything. Was so giving back then, and I wasn't focusing on myself. And then as the years went on, like when we split up, I just focused more on what I love doing, which is training. That's when I started taking it a bit more seriously, and was like, I wonder if I could turn this into a career. At the time, I was still working in aviation, so like I was building PCB boards for planes at the time, which was a great job, but just didn't fulfill me. But I had this little thing in the background, which at the time I was like, I wonder what this could turn into. And yeah, like fast forward 3 years and it's allowed me to do this. But yeah, I was just enjoying the process then, like training, posting a few videos. The videos were absolutely awful, but it was fine. I was enjoying it. I was enjoying tracking my journey. And just, yeah.
And
it's cool. It's cool. It's good reflecting and looking back and seeing like why those things happen, those stages in your life happen. Like you've got a big page, right? You've got a big book. It's 100 pages long. Okay. That was probably like 20 pages in.
Max.
Not even that, maybe 15.
Max.
15 pages in.
Max.
And then like,
it's
there's
just
so
a
much
chapter,
more going on.
not the whole book, and recognizing that you can turn that page and go on to something new is really cool.
Yeah.
But the thing is you stuck at it, man. You got so many videos. You've been going.
Mate, I've been going for a long time. Like,
when did you get a little bit of traction?
So I've posted like, I think 850 or 800 and something posts or reels or something in 3 years, which is a lot. Like I've been consistent. People grow really quick, or people don't grow at all and they give up. I've not given up because I know this is my future and I love just spreading positivity, good vibes and fitness content to people. That's all I do and I love doing it. But yeah, it's been going for a long time. I forgot where is that.
Dude,
what did you say?
Dude, I'm just amazed by it because I was looking at it and going, so I posted 100 videos and gained 200 followers.
Yeah.
And then. Oh
yeah, sorry. I remember where you was at. You went about when did I blow up or when did I get get traction? Yeah, so it's like 50 posts in, posted a topless photo and it got like 10,000 likes, gained like 10,000 followers, got a lot of engagement, and I was like, this is good. So kept doing the same thing and then sort of gained a bit of attraction, and then it just died off. And then I was like, it's actually not like, I take my top off quite a lot, but there's more substance in just taking your top off and having a photo. Like I want more value, more purpose. And no one...
Did you get more business like when
I wasn't really focusing on business back then. I was just enjoying the journey, just posting content, like just trying to grow. Not really, bro. There's no girls back home. There's not compared to here anyway. Yeah, there's not many girls back home.
Yeah, right.
And I lived in a small country village. There wasn't many options. And if they were, then my mate's probably with them anyway. So.
Yeah, right. And are you looking for a wife, or what's the go, mate? You looking? What do you look?
I thought I found the wife, mate, but she's gone.
She's gone.
Nah, I'm joking. Yeah, like
it's a bit extreme thinking about it like that.
Yeah, I want to find a soulmate. Like I showed you my mood board earlier. It's got some sort of like soulmate or connection on there. I know what I'm looking for, and I know what I want, and it's just I'm not actively. I have no dating apps. I never message anyone. I'm just doing me, and if someone just happens to come into my life that is organically, that's what I want. I'm not chasing all these different girls. Like I've got people in my DMs. I've got people in my DMs.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
But I don't message them. I don't look to like, I don't want to sleep with all these girls. Like I'm past that point of like 21, 22, 23 where I was like going out drinking, just looking to sleep with girls. Like I'm past that point now. I want actual meaningful connections. Someone you can like go for a coffee with or just do life with, someone be wholesome. Depth. Yeah. I was seeing a girl not that long ago and just had no depth, just so surface level. And I'm more of a deep person now, and I want someone who I can have good chats to, I can open up to, who understands, who's caring, who's got good manners, like all these things. And I'm not looking for it. Just if it comes to me, that's fine. I'm in a place now where I know what I want and I know where I want to be, and if someone comes into my life, they need to make it better, not slow down the progress I'm making.
1 + 1 = 3.
Yeah.
Gotta be better. Doesn't add up.
Yeah, definitely. But
Yeah.
I know we're both in a similar situation with the love life.
Yeah, well,
Like,
most of the
how's
audience,
yours, mate?
most
How's
of the
yours?
audience, most of the audience are women. So you're going to be having so many DMs off the back of this.
Just have some depth and we'll be good.
Have some depth. It's so interesting with me. So this is a fascinating thing.
Yeah.
I'm on Hinge.
You're on Hinge.
I'm on dating app.
Bruv, get off there.
No, but hear me out here. How's this? People, it's such an interesting perspective, right? I downloaded Hinge recently.
Yeah.
Because I don't want people that know me. I don't want to hang out with, I mean, like
Yeah,
I
I get
will.
what you're saying.
I will, and I'm not shying away from it. But I kind of get this little bit of like a red flag when they know me. It's weird. And the only reason for that is because too many times I've caught up with people and they treat me differently because they know me.
Yeah.
Like in terms of like they follow me online or they've seen my content and they kind of treat me differently. And I want to be a normal guy.
You are a normal guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they don't treat you like that. If a girl slides into your DMs and like you've got all these followers and stuff, like I don't need to go on a dating app to catch up with girls.
Yeah.
Like we can just go into our DMs, right?
Yeah.
But the reason I got the dating app is because I'm trying to find people that don't know me, so I can have a clean slate. And it's not like my brand's bad. I feel like I've got a very positive and good brand online.
Yeah.
It's not about I'm trying to hide away from that. I just don't want them to know straight away. So then when I match with someone on Hinge, and they ask for my Instagram, I don't give it to them. I just go give them my number, and because I don't want. You don't want them to
be with you just because of your following and who you are. You want them to be with you because of who you are as a person, not what you've created.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And so it's an interesting one because I don't need the apps, and quite frankly, I hate them.
Mate, they're so cringe.
I just don't. I don't think it's cringe. I just don't like. I don't like the apps.
Yeah.
But the thing is how else do you meet people that is not like I just want to have some feminine energy sometimes.
Yeah, it's nice.
With someone that doesn't know me for some reason, because I just want a clean slate. I don't want to talk about me.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was this one girl on there that got mad because she kept asking me questions and I wouldn't answer them. I'll just put it back on her because I just don't want people to. I just get in this weird thing, and I think that's one thing that social media's done that's fucked me up a little bit. Is I kind of have this wall up with anyone that knows me. It's really weird. It's
gonna be hard to break down that wall.
Yeah, it's really weird. And so look, I don't like the apps, but I'm actually on Hinge.
What's your go-to chat line? Or do you wait for them to message?
Probably within 2 to 3 messages, I'm calling them.
Yeah, you love a call.
I love a FaceTime call.
Yeah, you got so much chat. I've got dead chat.
Yeah,
like looks are okay. Like getting there, but
oh, nice, mate.
But but when it comes down to actually chat, like messaging, I'm awful. Like, how'd you get a girl through chat? They don't know you. I'd rather meet someone in person. I just
send them like a strawberry emoji or something. I just do some random stuff. But anyway.
Yeah. Maybe I'll try that.
What I want to go through is a couple of these quotes, these captions that you wrote in 2021.
Oh, wow.
So I've screenshotted a couple that we're going to go through today.
Do you know that's my like training page.
Yeah, I know.
I've got like a normal one.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, don't go on there. I've got some bad photos.
No, I've been there, mate. But
this will be interesting because I've not scrolled down since I posted them. So
yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through a couple and then just chat about the topics.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed them, by the way. I feel like you've always been providing a lot of value in the DM, in the captions, of your content.
Yeah, I always used to write, spend a lot of time on captions, to be fair.
Yeah, there was no ChatGPT back then, so.
What's that?
Oh, God.
Actually, yeah, I'm using it a bit more now.
You're using it a bit more. So the first one's in 31st of July, 2021.
Yeah.
And
31st July.
Yep. You said reflection, a very underestimated tool. Have you ever just sat there and reflected on how far you have come and the journey you have been on to get there? No? Well, if you're going to do one thing today, make that be it. Reflection helps us build on the successful moments and break free from the self-doubt that holds us back from embracing our true dreams and maximizing our full potential.
Wow.
Remember, we can't change the past. What we can do, though, is use self-compassion to reflect on and learn from what is happening right now. I'm a true believer that everything in life happens for a reason. Don't dwell on the past, as this will be just as unproductive and unhealthy as stressing about the future. Now, you finish this with one of my favorite quotes from Steve Jobs. You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. # get more fit.
Get more fit. Had to chuck that one in there.
Reflection.
Mate,
I love this, and that was
actually
awesome.
quite good back in the day. That was good for a young Ollie.
Yeah, that was really good, and I want to talk about that because reflection's an interesting one.
And at that point, so that's July 21. That was so like 4 months before that was the first time I ever done like a fitness comp. So I think that post was reflecting on obviously the relationship and then going into like a fitness event, which is my first time, and probably seeing a bit of progress in like my socials probably. It's probably definitely reflecting on those last few months before that. Obviously a lot went on just before.
Yeah, so an underestimated tool, you said.
Yeah.
And so like for me, I think reflection's really powerful, but I think it's important not to use reflection as a tool for procrastination. I think too many people reflect, but that's all they do. Yeah. They just reflect on how far they have come, and it's a tool for procrastination because they're constantly just looking at what they've done and they don't do the things they need to do to get them to where they want to be. Yeah, definitely. But what was really powerful was there was this one time that I was at a sales conference, a communication conference that I was just learning how to talk. Yeah,
I need to go to that.
I've done a few of those. And so Swish Sales Coaching, I was at this communication and it was just learning sales and communication. And I was really struggling, and I was at the VIP table. I spent like $4,000 on this 2-day or 3-day event, typical. And I've just done so many of those little things
flex right there.
No, I do them all the time, like investing into this. I think I spent it on credit as well. I had no money, but I wanted to learn. And anyway, I was struggling a lot, and we had to do this thing where we had to write down all the things that we were proud of. Mm-hmm. And I was sitting there and I was struggling. I was struggling so hard to write down all the things that I was proud of. Yeah. And we got to the end of the exercise and Ryan said, I was at the VIP, so I was at the front, and he basically said, put your hand up if you struggled doing that. And I put my hand up.
Bang straight up.
Yeah, bang straight up. And he pointed at me and he's like, Chris, why do you think you struggled with that thing? And I went, look, I think I've just got such big goals and things that I want to achieve. And sometimes I just don't feel like I'm far enough on my journey yet because I'm nowhere near where I want to be. Yeah. So I struggle to appreciate how far I've come.
Yeah. And we spoke about this earlier about putting your goals on that pedestal. They're on that pedestal right there.
Yeah. Well, also it's just not being satisfied. And for me, I just am so far from where I want to be. So I struggle to appreciate how far I've come. And he drew this diagram on the whiteboard where he had the gain. Yeah. You're here. And then he had the gap. Yeah. Now the gain's how far you've come to where you are now. Mm-hmm. And the gap is how far you are to where you need to be in your life, your goals and the things you want to achieve. Mm-hmm. And he said, in order for you to achieve and appreciate the gap, you need to appreciate the gain. Yeah. You need to appreciate how far that you've come in order to use that as fuel to slingshot you forward into the gap. And I looked at it and I was struggling in this moment, and I kind of look at that and go, holy shit, he's so true. Like, I need to appreciate how far I've come so I can appreciate the gap and actually achieve that gap. Yeah. Because if you're never satisfied and you're never grateful for where you are, guess what, buddy? You're not going to be grateful for when you get there too, because there's going to be another mountain to climb.
Yeah. You always want more. It's so easy to always want more. And I'm guilty of that 100%. Like, things I set out to do, I do them and I'm like, oh, what's next? Let's go. Like, always ambitious for more. Whereas, like you said, you need to just appreciate that gain you've made. Like both of us, still young. Think of the last year, how much we've grown as people. Like for me, it's crazy how much growth I've had in a year, from like myself to business to my training. And you, like exactly the same, like your training, your business, you've moved like to the Gold Coast from Bondi. Like there's so much.
I had 200 followers a year ago.
200. Bro, that's mental how much growth. Like you've had so much growth. And sometimes you forget to be like, oh, well done, Chris. Yeah. Like I reflected, I was journaling end of last week. And yeah, I just told myself, well done. Like different ways, but I was speaking in third person and I was like, you know what, Ollie, you've done really well the last like year. You should be proud of where you're at. And that's so powerful, writing in that way. Obviously,
third person, you wrote it. It's pretty powerful. Yeah, I've never done that.
Mate, it was so powerful. And I'm like, just makes you take a step back from that moment and you're like, you sit in a seat and you can just see the Ollie from a year ago to the Ollie to now. And then I also flipped it and I spoke in third person, like Ollie was in a year, and I spoke of what he's going to achieve. And I spoke to Ollie now and I was like, just stick with what you're doing. Life's going to challenge you, but this is where you're going to be. It's going to happen. Just stick with it. And it was so powerful having like the Ollie from there, Ollie to where he's going to be, and the Ollie where he's at now. And it's just appreciating all the work you've done, but no, you've still got work to do.
Do you believe in manifestation?
100%. I didn't realize that I believed in it, but I read a book called Manifesting, and when I was going through this like rough period, like when I was 21, 22, I always knew that there was a different life for me. And I always wanted to work in a coffee shop on the beach in Australia and surf. I don't know why. I always had this like vision of me doing that. But it was always in like my subconscious mind. Like I think of it every now and then. And like now I'm kind of living that life, which is crazy.
Not like working as in like behind the coffee machine, but like working on your laptop at a cafe.
I used to think actually being a barista.
Oh, being a barista.
I've always loved coffee, but I just thought of that life, just like just waking up early, go and work, like making some oat flat whites, and then going for a surf after. Even though I can't surf, I just thought that life would be cool.
It's a simple thing.
I wrote it down ages ago in like a, not a journal, but it's like a recap thing that I was writing ages ago. Wrote that in there and I forgot about it. And it's not until I come to Australia and was like done a lot more like development on myself that I realized, I was like, I remember writing that down ages ago. And I'm like, oh, Ollie, you're living this life now. Well done. I do believe in it, and everything I think about, I know that it's going to happen. Like I have a lot of self-belief at the minute that where I want to be, it's going to happen. And that's why I'm so committed to like going back to discipline. Like everything I do now is for a purpose. I'm not just doing it because I have to do it. Like I get to do these things to get to where I want to be.
It's so interesting how simple life can be.
Life is simple and it's overcomplicated.
We overcomplicate it.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, I sent this video to my best friend Sam, and like his response was, fuck, we just need to zoom out a little bit, don't we?
Just enjoy it. Going back to the quote that I said at the start, like stop trying to survive. Just enjoy life. Like if you're constantly surviving, you're going to be stressed. You're going to be worrying about everything. You're going to be feeling like you're under pressure. Like surviving is like, oh, when am I eating next? That should be like, that should be what we used to worry about thousands of years ago. It's like the only thing you worry about is like food, water, and shelter. And realistically, that's all we still need now. Like life's not complicated. If you've got that, you're doing better than most.
And I think the only thing on top of that is connection.
Yeah, you need
food, water, shelter, connection.
That's like the 4 pillars, and that's the only things you should really stress over.
Yeah, well, I guess it's interesting because if you stripped away all of our drive and our goals and stuff, the journey wouldn't really be that enjoyable, I don't think, because we just like we're progressive human beings. I think we need to be progressing. But when you actually strip it back, like those things are the main thing. Maybe if you added the one more thing on there, so you had food, water, shelter, connection,
Yeah.
and progression. Because I don't even think it's drive. I think it's the drive comes from wanting to progress. No, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
When you're plateauing in the gym
Yeah.
and you've hit the same weight for the past 2 months straight and every workout feels like the same and you're not progressing at all,
Yeah.
is it as enjoyable?
Nah.
Nah.
Boring. Like, what motivates you is seeing progress, right?
In everything, though. When your business is plateauing and it's not going anywhere,
yeah,
and you're just like fucking banging your head against a wall day in, day out, is it that fun?
No, but that's when people give up.
Yeah.
That's when, it's not, those times aren't fun, but if you keep at it, it's going to get more fun.
And relationships. When your friendships aren't really progressing, you're not really doing cool shit, and you're not growing as people, or you're in a romantic relationship, and you're doing the same shit, it's boring, you're not progressing as a couple, your connection's not getting stronger, it's weakening.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy that?
You're not going to enjoy that, are you?
So the lesson here is what's driving us is the progress and the feeling we get by progressing.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the time I've thought about this, like my happiness is tied to progression a lot of the time.
Would you still be happy if you wasn't making progress?
Well, no, that's the thing I'm thinking. It's like, so my happiness is tied to progression in a sense. Because if I'm not progressing, it's a lot harder to be happy in that thing, whatever that thing is.
Yeah. But are you not just happy living?
But define living. Like, are you going through life or are you growing through life?
Exactly.
Right?
I just wanted to ask that. Yeah. So good.
Like living, doing nothing and sitting on my ass and surviving through life is not living.
No.
Which means, like, the progression is what makes us feel alive.
Yeah, exactly.
As Matthew McConaughey says, you just got to keep living, man.
Exactly.
L-I-V-I-N.
Fire in the belly. Like
100%. And when you can see the excitement in you when you're talking, or when you see someone else be so excited about what they're talking about, you just get lit up because you're like, that person is passionate about whatever the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
And I don't care what it is, but I love it.
Yeah. And that's me, like you with your business, me with my training. I'm so passionate about it. I don't care what anyone says or thinks of my life or what I do. I just love doing it.
And you fucking do.
And I do. Like,
it's so good.
That's my life.
It's
simple, bro. I wake up, I eat my oats. I go to the gym, I coach, I go for a run, I eat my whole food dinner, rinse and repeat that. You get results. Don't get me wrong, I still enjoy myself, go for a coffee, socialize with friends, but I'm happy doing that. That's my normal life. I had a friend back home being like, you're not living normal life, but define normal life, please. Normal life is different for everyone.
But also, do you want to have a normal life and fit in the crowd, or do you want to strive for something greater?
Yeah.
I don't want a normal life.
No.
Normal again is relative to what you have around you too.
Yeah.
Like your normal is different to everyone else's normal. And so when you live in the Gold Coast and you're fit and healthy and do the stuff that you do, like that's an average Tuesday for us, but at the same time it's not like most people. We're going to go to the next one that you said.
Next quote. Let's go for it.
22nd of September, 2021.
September. What was I doing then? Trying to picture like when I'd be writing these. But
it's a photo of you
topless.
No, you're on your hands and knees on the floor. I haven't got the whole screenshot, but I remember it. And you're pretty upset, I think, by the looks of it.
I'm happy.
Oh, you're happy?
Yeah, that was after a workout, turf games.
Okay, yeah, there you go. So here we go. Discomfort equals growth. Find your boundaries and challenge them. You won't grow staying in your comfort zone. These things will get tough. Things will get ugly on times, but it's not going to last forever. Remember that. Believe in yourself and your possibilities are endless. When you think you are done, you are only 40% into what your body's capable of doing. That's just the limits that we put on ourselves. David Goggins. Go get it.
Love a quote. I forgot I used to love a quote.
Yeah. And then, of course, hashtag get more fit.
I've actually got rid of that hashtag. That was a bit cringe.
Yeah. But I love this concept of discomfort equals growth.
Yeah. I'm always chasing discomfort. I actually really enjoy being bad at things at the moment. And I find that is so powerful. Like, I'm not scared to try new things. I'm not scared to put myself in a hard situation. Like, this is hard for me. Ollie a year ago would not have done this. I hate talking to the camera. There's 3 cameras around me. You know, this is, for me, a year ago, this is probably a lot more discomfort than it is now, but still discomfort.
100%.
But I enjoy chucking myself in there and, yeah, swimming. Like, there's no choice. Like, I'm in this seat now. You have to talk. You have to just be yourself. Like, there's no option of not doing it. Like, you can do anything you put your mind to. Like, I remember when I come to Australia, I didn't have a job or anything. Joined a tourer. Obviously, I've got a coaching background, but not to that extreme. Like, it was group environments, like coaching 40 people in a Saturday class. I've not done that before to the level of coaching that they want to hit. And I had to swim. That was challenging. I was getting pushed. Like, I was head just above the water, but now I'm thriving and love doing it. Do you know, you've got to go through those stages of discomfort to achieve what you want and get through
it's humbling.
Things.
Like, it's definitely humbling. Like, when I am at a tour and we have to do cleans, like, I'm humbled. I can't do them.
Mate, remember that? When was it? Last week, you come in and you was like, oh, I've done ice bath this morning. That was hard. I'm doing cleans. I don't want to do these, but you've done them. You've done the hard things and you finish. You're like, oh, actually, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, well, I can't even do them. Like, I've struggled at the movement, and so it's humbling at the gym.
Yeah.
But I kind of just remind myself that if it's not discomfort, if you're not in discomfort, then you're not growing.
Yeah.
Because if you know how to do something, then you're not growing, you know? Like the discomfort is where you grow.
Yeah.
And so if you want to level up as a person, do things you don't know how to do.
Yeah, do hard things often and you will grow. And
do things that you don't know how to do and you'll grow.
Yeah.
Because, like, again, like, coming back to this hard thing, you're like, this fucking thing.
No.
But when you say do hard things often and you'll grow.
Yeah. But yeah.
If you're laying bricks often, that's fucking hard often, but you're not growing.
House is going to grow.
No, you won't be able to walk, mate. You're actually aging because you have a sore back and you'll be back's gone. And so I think it's interesting when we talk about hard work, but I think doing things that you don't know how to do often, you'll grow.
Yeah,
it's pushing past that. What it is the stages of learning, and you have that. You start with you're unconsciously incompetent. Yep. So you're unconscious of how bad you are at that thing. Never been surfing before? You're like, oh, it's not going to be that hard. Yeah. I can skate. I can do this. It's not going to be that hard.
I could do a burpee. I can just do a burpee on a board and stand up.
Exactly right. And so you're unconscious of how bad you are.
Yeah.
Then you go and surf and you're like, fuck, I'm conscious of how shit I am at this thing.
Yeah.
I am really bad at this thing. And you're conscious of it. Now, this is where most people stop.
Yeah.
Because they're conscious of how bad they are, and doing things that you're bad at is not fun.
And do you know another thing? People stop because they worry about what other people's thinking. I remember when I first went out and learned how to surf, I was like, I bet everyone else out here was like, oh, he's so shit. Like, why is he out here? No one actually cares.
Nah.
Like, everyone's doing their own thing. Stop. I used to worry so much what people thought of me. Yeah. Now I'm so content on myself and literally not got blinkers on, but what people think doesn't bother me anymore. Yeah. I'm just happy doing me and like learning how to surf. I'm so bad. I had people message me saying you're carrying the board wrong. I'm like, that's cool. Okay, I'll carry it right next time.
Yeah. But it's cool. Uncomfortable, right?
It is. It is uncomfortable.
And I guess that's where we grow. So I loved that one from you. I thought it was great. But again, we keep looking down. This is 2021. You've got these quotes going on.
Hey, it's crazy how much growth that I've had since then.
How do you feel going back into these moments?
I forgot about them, to be honest. It's crazy. It's like cool looking back through and like show me that photo. I'm like, oh, that was my first ever. That was my second fitness competition. Now I've done so many. And that's what I'm making a career of, like training for these events and selling programs to help people on their journey to do these events, which is so cool.
It's awesome. We're going to do one more.
Yeah.
And then we'll begin to wrap this conversation up. It's been great. I've had a blast.
It's been good, bro.
25th of October, 2021.
They all in 21?
Yep, they're all in 21. You had other ones, but I thought this was great.
Yeah.
And you said, raise your standards. How many times have you told yourself what you should do? I should lose weight. I should be more confident. I should earn more money. We all have an endless list of things we believe we should do, but you have to ask yourself, how much do you really want it? When you raise the standard for your life and turn shoulds into musts, you are making a move to take control over the quality of your life. The one thing that will hold you back is your limiting beliefs. We only get what we believe that we deserve. Raise the bar, raise your standards, and you will receive a better outcome.
Good work, Ollie.
Good work, Ollie. Good work, younger Ollie.
Yeah, that's not bad for 21, 22-year-old.
Yeah, good on you,
That's
mate.
good,
Yeah, nice. Pat yourself on the shoulder. So raise your standards. The reason I want to end on this one is because we spoke a lot about your journey, different moves, different key points in your life that have, made this awesome journey special, moving to Australia.
Yeah.
But standards for me is massive. I think it's so important. But I think standards in everything that you do, because the way you do anything is the way you do everything a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And standards for me is literally make or break. And too many people have low standards. Talk to me about the importance of standards in your friends, standards in your environment, standards in everything in your life, and then we'll elaborate on that.
Yeah, I have high standards. One's probably why I can't settle down, because my standards are probably way too high. But in terms of like life, everything I do, I set that high standard for myself. Like, I want to be the best person of myself every time I show up. So for me, like showing up early to work, okay, prepping meals the night before, doing all these things daily just sets that bar high and just allows you not to go underneath. Like, I know what I need to achieve, and I'll always put in the work. I'll always set those standards high, just so it makes life easier as well when you have those high standards. It just gives me something more to work towards.
Yep. And do you notice a difference when you slack off?
Yeah, like I'm so dialed in with what I'm doing at the minute. Like, there's no slacking off. But when you do, you realize, and you drop the bar, and I don't want to drop that bar.
What about standards in your friends and the people that are around you? How important is that?
Yeah, it's important. You want your friends to have high standards of you, and you have high standards of them. I've got loads of friends here, but I've not got like best friends.
Yeah.
So it's hard. For friends is a tricky one, I think. Like, my best friends are all back home, and like now, like, you're one of my best friends now, Harry. Like a few other people, like good friends. But I'm still figuring them. I'm still figuring my friends out.
Do you think that it's so important to have people that are pushing you though, and like friends that are trying to level each other up? Like, when it comes to standards, like I'm asking you about friends, right? Is it important that they're pushing you, they're inspiring you, or are you fine to have friends that aren't as driven and don't really want that?
Yeah, so back home, my friends was just, I would probably go down to their level and be happy going out on the weekends, drinking and playing rugby and doing that. That was the standard back home. I used to fit into that perfectly. Now I'm here, and my friends, they do, like you, Harry, everyone wants the best out of me, which is great, because that just drives me even more, and I want to push harder. So the standards are a lot higher here, I'd say, but it only motivates me to work harder, and that they support me. They listen to like what I want to do and where I want to be. And I know if I wanted advice ever, like if I come to you, you'd point me in the right direction, give me good guidance, and you'd be honest as well. You tell me not what I want to hear, but what I need to hear. Same as like my other friends. So it's different. It's obviously standards of my friends here is different to my standards of my friends back home.
See, what's interesting for me about this is I don't like having different standards for different occasions or different places or different areas or whatever it is. I want a standard in my life, and if I don't care where you are, but if you don't meet that standard, then I don't want that in my life.
Yeah, that's fair.
But do you feel like and this is just an interesting thing because for me, when I look at like going back home and stuff, right? Like home for me is just suburban Gold Coast or back in Airlie Beach in the Whitsundays. Yeah. But I kind of go, I'm just going to hang out with you because you're my old friend, even though we have completely different lives. We don't really align on a lot of different things, and we're different now, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Like, I'd probably rather just be alone, because if you were in the Gold Coast or you were around me, like, we're probably not going to hang out because we're not
the same people.
We're not the same people.
Yeah.
But do you feel like it's not as important if it's just like in moderation, like you go back home, I'm still going to see friends, or I still really care about them or whatever?
Yeah. Like, I have 3, Ryan, Fen, and Brad. Like, they're my true best friends back home. So, like, even though we're at different stages of life and we have different standards, I'll always give them time. But, like, the friends which I don't really need to see, my time is so, like, precious. I don't need to see them. But yeah, with my friends here, they give me time, which is nice.
Yeah. I think for me, I look at it and just go like it's so important. And for me, I just love being able to lift people up.
Yeah.
And you'd know this with me, is I'm so firm and strong with my beliefs, and I'll, like, if I think you can be doing something better, I'll tell you. And I don't mean it.
You said that to me.
And I don't mean it in a bad way. Like, I'm not trying to like tear you down. I'm just trying to like rise the tide. Everyone lifts, right?
Yeah.
And like, I do it with the best intentions and with my heart, but I just want to lift people up.
Yeah.
And for me, I just feel so good when someone says like that I've helped them improve this or this and this. Like, we were having a sauna last night.
Yeah.
And the boys, the twins, were saying about how important, like how much of a game changer it's been being with Mitch and I, and just kind of having, like, making them feel like they can open up a bit more and they can be a bit more about themselves, because in Scotland it was all just like shut you down. Now, you don't talk about your feelings, you don't do any of that stuff.
Nothing. I never used to do that back home.
Yeah, and
it's
so
like you're obviously, you're talking about standards, but it goes back to your environment. Like, your environment their environment is a lot better than what it was back home. It's allowing them to grow.
And I think that all comes down to standards, though, because like standards in everything that you're doing, like standards in what you're doing, standards in who you're hanging out with, standards in the environment that you're in.
Yeah.
Because it all rubs off. Like, everything
Definitely.
rubs off.
Because we both have high standards, but then at the same time, that could hold you back a little bit as well. Do you reckon? When it comes to, like, relationships or meeting new people, because your standards are so high and they don't meet them, then you might not give them the time of day. Good. Yeah, fair. No, that's true.
Like,
I get why you're saying that.
It's harder. Do not get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's harder to have a high standard.
But then you want the right people. You don't want 10 people. You'd rather one person who meets your standard.
Yeah, it just comes back down to that resisting short-term pleasures in favor of something greater. I think they're out there.
Yeah.
If you've got a standard, you're not alone.
Yeah, I have such on myself, I set such high standards of things I want to achieve. And going back to, like, the points you said before, I just enjoy the journey of getting to, like, achieving those standards and being that person. If it wasn't for those standards, I wouldn't hold myself accountable.
We're very aligned on that. I think, but when you spoke about relationships as well, like not giving people the time of day.
Yeah.
Fuck, like, I do not have time for people that are going to take from me, not give.
Yeah, we don't want to be talking to girls for 2 hours a day, speaking to 4 different girls who we know we're not going to at least get a good connection with or get closer with. Like, if you're talking to them just to sleep with them, then I'm over those days. I just want, like, I'm looking for just a proper connection. And 100%. Like, if I'm messaging, if I'm going on my phone out of my routine, of things I could be working on myself, or I could be growing and doing the things I enjoy, but instead I'm using that time for you to message and get closer to you and things, you got to be the right person. We're both on the same page.
We're on the same page with that, with like dating and stuff. Like, I have a busy enough life. I have so much going on. Yeah. So much going on for me, which I'm blessed, and you know, I'm striving towards things. I'm very passionate about the work I'm doing, but it's busy. And if I'm going to spend some time with a girl, like I want them to just be easygoing, calming, give me energy, make me relax.
Yeah.
Like recharge me in a sense. I don't want it to be draining.
No, you don't want them to drain you. You've had a draining day, probably like you're busy doing your life. You want them to pick you up.
I just want to be able to relax with them and like see their eyes light up of how excited they are about life.
Yeah.
I don't care what you're doing. Like I don't care if you like made plaits with fake hair all day. I do not care.
Yeah.
You don't need to make money. I don't care about that.
Yeah.
I just need to see you be passionate and bubbly. And when I look at you, like, I just see the excitement in you about life, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, and you have some depth, right? And for me, it's just like if they're not ticking those boxes, like I'm not spending the time. I'll be alone. I just would be alone.
And we love it. Like your own time. I love my own time. You like your time, and you need that. You need your time. And if you're gonna let someone into your time, your space, like they need to be the right person. Like this morning, I was meant to see someone go for coffee. But I'm like, no, I'm like kind of talking to someone at the minute. Just like super early days, but yeah, I don't want to see anyone else. Like I'll see what it leads to, but at the same time, like I'm just enjoying doing and being me right now. So if it's the right person, if I give them enough time and that, maybe it's the one, but yeah, I'm not putting too much pressure on it.
100%. And the final thing I'll leave this topic on is that thing that I said on the run is when you need something, you give off the most disgusting smell.
Yeah, this was so cool.
Like when you need something, people can feel it. It's like the salesman that needs that sale. Like bang, bang, bang. Like he's pushing you so much because it's like he's gonna die if he doesn't get this sale. When you need something, you give off this disgusting smell, and people can smell it and they run away from it. Yeah. Like when you are looking for, I need a girlfriend, I need a wife, I'm looking for this, I need someone, need. You're not gonna find them because when you meet these people, they're gonna get scared. They're gonna shy off. Yeah. Because then they feel like they don't feel like they want to feel like you don't need them, and that's the chase. It's the game. Yeah. And I think it's the same with even just after this conversation, I've been thinking in the back of my mind about this dating app thing. I kind of want to get rid of it. I just feel like I feel like I don't enjoy it at all. Yeah. I just don't want to meet people that know me, so that's why I've done it. But at the same time, like it's
not you, bro. It's not you. Get it gone.
Yeah, but it's just one of those things where I was like, fuck, like maybe I could meet some people that I don't know, and it would be like that don't know me, and it could be like a cool thing. But in hindsight, I reckon I just need to meet someone at a cafe or something cool like this.
Yeah, that's what I done.
It's awesome.
Cafes is a spot, bro, and there's a lot of them around it.
Oh, plenty, mate, plenty. But thank you so much for coming on the show. Is there anything else you feel like we've missed out on? We've covered a lot, but is there anything else you've been thinking about recently, or something that you want to talk about, or any exciting stuff that's happening?
Obviously a few fitness events coming up. Not really that exciting, but trying to obviously train at the minute. Training
very exciting,
sub 60 Hyrox, which obviously Hyrox is getting bigger now, so that's like my main focus at the minute. And then doing Sydney Marathon, so that's like my two next fitness things, and Brisbane Hyrox. But that's my training locked in. Yeah. And yeah, I love doing it. So
it's awesome. And if anyone's listening to this that is getting on board with this hybrid trend of everyone.
And that's just. If you post this, that's just hybrid training for me. Okay, it's just running and lifting weights, and it is just fitness, because I know so many people beat around the bush like, oh, hybrid, like you don't specialize in anything. And the point of hybrid training is not to be the best at running or the best in the gym, or you're not going to be the best because you're not training a specific sport, a specific like training method, but it gives you the opportunity to do a lot of things, and you get in good shape. And it's fun because there's a lot more variety in there. So for me, hybrid training is running and lifting, and I'm probably the strongest and fittest I've ever been in my life. But for someone else, hybrid training might be going to the gym, doing karate in the evening, and then, I don't know. All I'm trying to say is it's different for everyone. My hybrid is different to your hybrid.
Yeah, but at the same time, the typical hybrid trend is being able to run and still lift.
Yeah,
at the moment.
Definitely, yeah.
But if you guys are into that, I'm telling you,
yes.
This guy's the man. Get work with him. He's got awesome Hyrox programs and she's changing lives out here, which is awesome. But thank you so much for coming on the show, man. I really appreciate you. I'll leave all of Ollie's deets in the show notes below so you can check him out for yourself.
Yeah.
But if you guys have stuck around and made it this far, we are an hour and a half in.
Wow. Oh my God. I never spoke for an hour before.
Yeah. But if you've made it this far and you're not sick of my voice yet, leave us a review, a 5-star, good one, by the way. It helps the show grow, helps us keep getting amazing guests, just like Ollie on the show, so we can keep all growing together. Thank you so much. If you're watching this on YouTube as well, by the way, drop a comment and let us know you made it to the end. And I'd really appreciate it. I read all the YouTube comments. So thank you guys so much. And without further ado, we are signing out for this episode, and I'll see you guys next week.